Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Portland Pickles pregame show. As you can tell by the scene around me, the weather gods are smiling on us here at Walker Stadium, and this is going to be game 2 of 3 with the Cowlitz Black Bears. So, well, on my right, I've got Mike Chexx, the voice of the Pickles, and on my left, I've got Coach Mark Magdelano, the manager of our Portland Pickles. Mike, take us in.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win last night. Got some great pitching again. Offense at a premium, though. Both teams only scoring in the second inning, courtesy of a Nate Wood 3-run home run. What do you do in a situation like that? You got a 1-run lead that you got to make stand for 5 more innings, 7 more innings.
The same thing they did on the Titanic. You pray. You become very religious.
Fair. You juggled a few pitchers last night in the waning innings, and can't complain about the results.
Oh, we had to use the pen last night. It's baseball at its best. I mean, 1-run games. I don't enjoy them, but I know the fans do. I remember when I was a young coach, I used to tell them, I said, I love 1-run games because I wasn't the boss, so you can really enjoy those things. But when you're managing, sitting on my seat, it's no fun. But it's great fun after it's done, right?
Right.
Or it's great agony after it's done. But our bullpen did a great job. They came in, we were able to use some righty on righty, lefty on lefty things, but the big play I think in the entire game was the pickoff at first base by Guest. Brought in specifically to pick the guy off first base because we know he has a great move. They like to run, so we're trying to stop the running game, and we went to a pick package that we put in, and it was a good move by BG, and we're good to go there.
That was an amazing play, and it happened not once but twice, twice to the same player, and that is not something I think I've seen so far being involved with the Pickles. You just don't get that often.
He's a really good player, and things happen. It's baseball. It's an unforgiving game. He'll probably be great tonight. I hope he bounces back, just because you always want to see competitors bounce back. Unfortunate, but it's part of the game. Fortunate for us, though, right?
Right, yeah. No, and that's got to take perfect timing. Like, you've got to catch him just leaning towards second base, get the throw over in time that he can't shift his weight and get back to the bag in time. And like I said, to happen not only once but twice last night was super impressive, and the fans responded as well. I mean, that's a big play to get on defense.
It's not by accident. We use holds and timing holds, and it's a whole package we do. We're not afraid to pick over multiple times, so it keeps them on their feet. They don't know when we're coming, so it's harder for them to steal bases, and our pitchers are buying in and doing a good job.
You also got some great defense last night in the infield and in the outfield, and tip of the cap to Cowlitz, as did they.
Oh, and
there was a defensive showing last night.
Well, the two really good baseball teams. I mean, you're going to start seeing more and more games like this, 1-run games, low-scoring games, because now people are starting to get their guys in. So runs are going to be at a premium, and just trying to get runners to first base and just getting an opportunity to put a guy across the plate is very important.
Well, can you take us through what happened to Cristen Banda last night? He started out as a DH. He came in, pitched the 6th inning. You lifted him to start the 7th, and then he came out as the designated hitter still in the 7th to bat, reached base, and then was called out. What exactly happened?
Simply put, it was a mistake.
Okay.
The rule states that a starting pitcher can be a pitcher and a DH, but a relief pitcher, once he's put into the game, becomes a defensive pitcher.
Okay.
It came down the wrong way. It's not something I normally do. You've been with me for 9 years. You know that in that situation, I go to the National League rule. Every time since I can remember in my career, I didn't last night for the first time, so it's my fault.
And that happens, it's going to happen, and my guess is probably not ever going to happen again then.
Oh no, we'll always go. I'm just going to go back to the old school stuff. I'm not going to listen. I'm just going to go, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to go old school. We've got the bench here, so we can work double picks or double moves and double switches and things like that. And I'm very comfortable working a National League system.
Well,
it's not the National League system anymore, is it? Right?
No, unfortunately, it's not. But small ball, NL ball was my favorite.
Yeah, it's the best in the world. I mean, dumbest thing ever to happen. You shouldn't play on AstroTurf.
Right.
You should have no DH. Right. It's just
Yep.
You should be guys and have to manage and have to work it. So yeah.
Well, speaking of the managing aspect, we've talked a little bit about stats in the pregame shows that we've done. Are there any stats that you and the coaching staff pay particularly close attention to?
Well, today, for example, when I made the lineup out, I asked for our analytics department to give me batting averages and on-base percentages of all our players versus left-handed pitching. So I made the lineup going in that direction today.
Okay.
I'll do things like that, like what are we hitting when we go up and swing at the first pitch? Because there was a lot of innings. We made it really easy on Cowlitz last night. We swing at first pitches, and they'll come back, and a hitter is always going to say, I got a good pitch to hit, I just missed it. Yeah, you just missed it, but by hitting the first pitch and making an out, you force the second pitcher to take a pitch, maybe 2 pitches, because you don't want to swing at the first pitch now, because that pitcher could be out of the inning in under 5 pitches.
Right.
And that just gives him momentum, gives them momentum, and you're not getting into the bullpen. You can win and lose series, the first game of a series. How deep did we get into their bullpen last night? I think they used 4 arms last night.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he's got a lot of bullets down there, he's going to have to bounce back arms, right? So hopefully we can get it back into it, and then we can limit his arsenal in game 3.
Well, and also the swinging at the first pitch and making an out, it doesn't give whoever's in the on-deck circle a chance to time up the pitches and get a chance to see what the pitcher's doing.
I think it's important that you don't misunderstand me. Being aggressive and attacking first pitches, I get it. You want to ambush a fastball. There are certain times where I think it's beneficial to do it, and there's certain times when I think it's not beneficial to do it. I want our hitters to be ultra aggressive with runners in scoring position. No time to take fastballs now. Let's go. Do or die. Let's go. When you're leading off an inning in a 1-run game, we can't make an out on 1 pitch in an inning. It's just not championship baseball. I know it probably goes against everything the new school is saying, but the new school isn't better than the old school.
Right.
It's
just a different way of looking at things.
Yeah, it's a different way of looking at things. Like I said 7-8 years ago when they thought I was being outdated, it's going to come back to being traditional baseball as it's coming back to now, right? The launch angle doesn't work, right? Because pitchers adapt to throw fastballs up in the zone, you can't hit it. Velo is great, but if pitching is so much better now, why are there more home runs? So being able to throw pitches, hit spots, it's like buying a house, right? Location, location, location.
On that note, the return of the bunt, something we hadn't seen for a while, and we're starting to see that make its way into play.
We never
again.
stopped here. I've never stopped because that's the way you produce runs, right?
Right.
It's the one place in the world in the society we live now where the sacrifice is actually a value. People don't want to sacrifice because it's you got to be selfless to do it. But as a hitter, I tell them all the time, it's a selfless a plate appearance. And if you do it correctly, it doesn't count against your batting average.
Right.
And it produces run opportunities.
May not be the most attractive stat in the world, but it gets the job done. And sometimes, especially in a 1-run game, those are the small things that you need.
I tell my team, I tell my team all the time. I'll say it again because people have heard it before, but I want us to play like it's 1975, right? We want to be like an F-150.
Big red machine.
Absolutely. You want to have a 4-wheel drive, dual tanks. A little chrome to keep us sexy. That's how I describe the style of play that my teams, our teams, I want them to play.
Well, shifting gears to tonight, you've got Shaden Benson starting, 1-0 record with a 3.37 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, and 5 walks. What are you expecting from your starter tonight? How long are you hoping he goes?
I'm hoping he just throws strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, strikes are the great equalizer, right? Throw strikes, get first pitch strike, get the first out of every inning, and he'll go as long as he needs to go. If he doesn't do it, then we have an arsenal down there. We won't be afraid to go there. So it's you got a pitcher knowing that there are people down there that want an opportunity to play as well. So it's a great type of pressure. It's competitive greatness, and we're going to see if he has it. And I know he does because he's already proven it. He's kept us in games. He does a great job. So we're excited about him being on the mound tonight.
And then I saw we've also got Clayton Chacon and Overbay back in the lineup tonight. Are those mostly just lefty-righty matchups?
No, first of all, Chacon needs to get back in the lineup. Being gone for that tryout, and he's back. His grandmother was sick, so we need to get him back on the horse tonight. Overbay has a nice on-base average, not a high batting average against left-handers, but we need to get him going. He's in a little bit of a funk now, but we know he's going to pop out of it, and the only way to do it is get back on the pony.
Excellent. Well, Ron, did you have anything else?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
A couple of things, actually.
Okay.
Strikes are my friend. I love strikes.
That's why they call you Ron. That's why they call you Ron the K-Man, brother.
And then, of course, here we go.
Go Pickles!